Keep at it now. And remember, nothing too dangerous while you're sparring. Seth, how goes your... Ah, I see your werewolf form is coming along nicely. A full body transformation. You do understand me right now, right? Seth? Yeah, how about we dial it back a little again? Stick to partial transformation for now. Rachel? Maria? Do you two need anything? Alright, go ahead and join them if that'll help. Just don't cause trouble. Oh, Maria. You're feeling well? The sunlight isn't affecting your powers? Or vampirism? Alright. You know I gotta make sure. You two run along now. Well, everyone in my group seems to be doing well. Let's see. He's good. She's good. Those two are good. Good. Oh, all that's left is... Hey you, how goes your... training? Well, you know what they say. Or, well, I usually say it. Baby steps. Yeah, baby steps. You'll get there soon enough, I'm sure of it. Well, at least they've gotten the basics down from what I've seen. Still, maybe I set my hopes a little too high. They have the skill and drive, but they're not a gifted natural compared to the other students. Wait, that's bad of me to compare. Oh, it's nothing. Okay, yeah. I was hoping for more, but I expected you to have some problems. I may have given you some spells that are a bit out of your depth. Plus, you're still new, and depending on where you stand, you're bound to run into trouble when casting harder spells. Oh, think of it like this. New students who begin training fall into two categories. For starters, most people aren't starting off with large reserves of mana, and the majority will start small, work their way up from there. On the other end of the spectrum, some are born with large reserves of mana, but because they're complete novices, much of what they do will be unrefined, maybe a little bit volatile, but they mostly end up using a lot of their mana just for even the simplest of spells. It's kind of like starting off sprinting in a marathon. You start off strong in your casting, but as time goes on, you end up fizzling out and casting weak spells. Say, do me a favor, will ya? Go ahead and cast another spell for me. Oh, anything you want. At this stage, the spells you've learned thus far are novice techniques, and many of them use the same amount of mana. Yeah, that one will do. Alright, go ahead and hold it for as long as you can. Let's see here. Well, the spell is stable enough, I'd say. Nothing wrong there. I don't sense anything going on inside them yet. 10 seconds, should be seeing something now. 20 seconds. Spell's getting a bit erratic. And yet no stopping. Ah, they're straining. I can see what's going on now. Not bad. Not bad at all. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting this from you. Well, you had that spell for around half a minute. Considering your level, I was expecting one of two possibilities. If you had good control but your mana reserves were just as low as the other students who start off, then you would have ended that spell in half the time, at most 20 seconds. On the other hand, if you had a large amount of mana within you, you could have held that spell indefinitely, unless you had bad control. If that was the case, then your spell would have begun to fizzle out, become more unstable, and you would begin to strain yourself as you tried to hold it. At around 20 seconds, your spell was getting a bit erratic, and you were clearly having trouble casting it for much longer. You know what that means? Precisely. You are the latter. While you're not able to control your spells well at the moment, it seems your mana reserves are higher than the norm. That's quite a rarity for students at your level, especially when starting out. In either case, not to worry. I'm sure we'll be able to overcome this hurdle in no time. Let's start off with keeping the spell's output low and simple. From there, we can adjust as necessary. Well, go on. What are you waiting for? You can start again once you're ready. You good, or... What do you mean you're trying? Well, keep going then. Strange. I can sense mana emanating from them, but they're using a lot of mana. With the amount being used, the spell should have been produced twice over. How curious. Well, this is certainly something. Despite having such vast reserves, your skill in controlling such power is... abysmal. Sorry, but given that you're part of this program, instructors are expected to be truthful. Besides, being upfront with the students is honestly better than sugarcoating the facts. It's better I tell you now so we can tackle the problem head on. If the school were to learn about this, who knows if it'll affect their decision about you. Oh, they'll be watching for your proficiency in mana control. It's guaranteed. If they learn that you held all this power, yet you need to use so much of it for even the simplest of spells, they might think they're wasting their time with you and withhold your scholarship. Hey, no need to fret. Sure, it's a problem right now, but there are some workarounds to help circumvent this. For starters, you can start using something that'll help channel your mana more efficiently. Something akin to a tool, device, implement, etc. Yes, it's exactly like how some sorcerers would use something like a wand, a staff, books, tomes, and, well, anything to help cast with magic. The point being that if you have a magical device on hand with you, then channeling your mana will become less of a problem, and as you practice more and more with it, you'll reach a point where you won't be needing one to cast spells. Well, that is our best option, but there is a problem though. You can't just simply pick up a random stick off the ground and go using that as your tool. No, there's a process that has to be done. Whatever you choose, we'd have to imbue it with your mana, but that can actually take quite a bit of time. Oh, you know, not that long if you're patient. A week. At best. Usually at most a month. Maybe more. There are devices we can buy that don't require the process. Sorcerers have made items such as wands and tomes that respond naturally to the user's magic. But again... that depends. Are you willing to spend a lot of money just to obtain such an item? Say, couple thousand? Maybe on the low end? Yeah. So for the time being, that option is off the table. There's always that one. Though it's a no risk, mostly. And no need for an object to channel mana. They just have to train on it. Question is, will they be able to handle it? No, they can. What matters is if they have the patience for it. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking of another option that should be able to help you. You know what? Here, follow me for a moment. Let's go somewhere with less people. Now, stand and watch. Do you sense it? Focus. Try a little harder. Now do you sense it? Good. Normally, when practitioners are about to cast magic, they do the same as you do. Summon it into your hands, and then change and control their mana, turning it into a spell. With that being said, those with less training in it will end up in the same problem as you, overexerting their reserves and creating a spell that is uncontrolled, unrefined. As such, it's why the creation of wands and other implements were made in the first place. However, there is another method, the one that I'm showing you right now. As you can see, when I gather my mana, instead of letting it focus on one point, such as my hands, I let it spread throughout my entire body. By training in this manner, you're able to circumvent the need for a magical tool, and you become the medium that helps control and channel your mana. Pretty cool, right? Not a lot of students actually train this way. Care to try? Good. Here, sit across from me. You might want to get comfortable. Yeah, sit down like I'm doing. Maybe a little closer. Okay, now, close your eyes, and picture your body. Imagine your heart as it beats inside. Have this be the focal point for where you gather your mana, not your hands. As your heart beats and pumps blood throughout your body, imagine your mana working in tandem. As you gather it, let it travel and flow through your body, much like how your blood does. Shh. Relax. You're too tense. Clear your mind, and don't move a muscle. Don't think about it too much. It's like meditation. Relax your muscles and think of nothing. Hey, you're rushing it. Yes, you are. I can sense it inside you. You're gathering it all into one mass too quickly, and that's making it too hard for you to control. Start small and slow. I know. You're still in a stage where you have to use a lot of mana just to do something. Okay. Gather your mana inside you, and slowly lower it. Picture it like a dying flame. Better. It's still a bit erratic, but the fundamentals are there. Just focus on where you are now, and we'll work from there. Good. Now take what you have inside you and disperse it slowly throughout your body. Slowly. Slowly. Well, I never said it was going to be easy. It's hard at first, trying to have a clear mind and still body while doing all of this stuff inside you. You didn't think you'd get this on the first try, did you? No, this won't be a waste of time in training. I guarantee it. In fact, once you get this down packed, you'll be better than a lot of the other students. I mean it. Once they hit a wall in their training, most would fall back on using magical implements. Many would not have the patience for this kind of training. Sure, you're starting off small now, but that's completely fine. You and I will have plenty of time over the summer to polish this up, and I'm here to help you along the way. What will it be like once you've gotten a grasp of it? Well, once you're able to gather and control your mana more naturally, you won't have to sit around and meditate every time. You can move around, gather mana more passively, and of course, you get the benefit of casting spells like so. Granted, maybe not to my level, but who knows? You already surprised me with getting accepted into school, and you did so again with your large mana reserves. So, maybe you'll just keep surprising me. Is that a challenge? Alright, deal. Complete this training, and we'll see what happens then. Got it? Good. Now, we still have plenty of time left before I have to bring you all back to the cabin. Care to give it another go? Alright, go ahead then. Oh, the others? You're right, I should check up on them. Make sure Seth's transformations are well. Hope that Rachel and Maria aren't causing the other group trouble. And then there's the rest of your group. I'm sure they'll be fine. Probably happy that I'm not breathing down their necks too. Besides, given that I'm training you in this method, I should be here to supervise you. You know, make sure you don't mess it up. No, this is not me playing favorites. Just me helping out a student in need. Shush. Okay, I'll admit it. Maybe I am more excited to be training you personally. But I mean, come on. It's just because I'm enthusiastic about it. Training you in a skill not many would consider spending time on. Yep, that's all. I'm sure of it. Quite silly. Okay, enough chatter. Let's get started again, Good. Now, close your eyes, clear your mind, relax, and start again.